future.
Oh, fuck it. Do it tonight. Jesus Christ.
I'm not monitoring my chat. I'm not doing that shit.
Oh, Martin does that. It'll show up in our chat.
Oh, we're live. It says live.
Yeah.
Are we? Oh,
Yeah.
No.
Welcome to Fright Night. For real.
It's 80s Fright, and I am feeling right. It's 80s Fright, oh what a night with FanZcene and Nadia too.
That's gonna be trouble when it first
Pop Culture Minefield bringing it to you. Do you love horror? Well, we do too. We're gonna talk about the best the 80s did to you. Yeah, it's 80s Fright, and I am feeling right. It's 80s Fright, oh what a night.
I love that intro.
Dig that new intro.
Thank you.
Get down with it.
That was really sweet.
Yeah, I
Just
dig
the
it.
Yeah,
best for you.
original music, everything. We even have
Yeah.
our own outro with our own theme for 80s Fright.
That's cool.
I did fuck up there though. I used the wrong logo, and it's the logo without Nadia's name in it, and I need to fix that. I'll render it before next one.
I'm just third wheel. Oh, actually fourth wheel.
Well, you're in the credits, the opening title, so. But I don't know. I just really like our rapport between the three of us. So, and I'm going to add something else here just for setting mood is the ongoing Evil Dead background sounds.
Oh, that's cool.
That's nice.
So I am a big fan. And the odd thing is I was talking about it this evening to Lauren. I said, I've known Bruce, Josh, and even Ted Raimi for about 25, 30 years. And I have never brought this up, except for in one interview that I did for a magazine. And it's how I met Bruce in the first place, was doing that interview. And then we just became a little chummy with each other. And then he introduced me to Josh, and he and I became best friends. So it's weird. It's weird why I never do that. But I always feel like I need to be cool with my celebrity friends and not bug them about their stuff. I don't want to be the Chris Farley character. You remember that time when you said "yo" in that movie? Wasn't that awesome? Wasn't that awesome? Don't ever want to be that guy.
Yeah, you got to be careful when you talk to celebrities like that. When you're kind of friends with them.
It's like when I had breakfast because I was a guest at the Blade Runner convention back in 2000, and I'm hanging out with all these people from Blade Runner and other stuff, and they knew me because of the fan club. And what did we talk about? We talked about the military. We talked about current events. We talked about our kids. And that was it. It's like I'm good at doing interviews, but I'm terrible at being friends with celebrities if I try to act like an interviewer. I think that's just the wrong way to approach people.
Mm-hmm.
So, but Evil Dead's been a favorite of mine since it came out. It didn't scare me, but I did discover something when a friend of mine said, "Have you ever tried to watch it alone in the dark?"
Yeah.
I went, "No." He says, "Do it." So I did. I'm like, holy shit, that got under my skin.
I got scared when I watched it the first time, but it was at dark, it was at night, and it was like the first time I watched it, and it was scared the crap out of me. Matter of fact, here is my VHS I grew up with. This is my.
I love that poster too.
From when I was a kid. So
that's one of my favorite posters, man.
That's upside down there. It's Anchor Bay. So, no.
Anchor Bay has been a big buyer of that group, the entire group. Anybody that's in the Detroit Mafia has sold stuff through it to Anchor Bay, and but Anchor Bay grew beyond them, so now they have to make deals with other people. But there was a time when Anchor Bay made most of its money off of Raimi's The Circle around Raimi. I noticed how this movie is very much a teen horror movie, even though most of the characters are college students. It's true. By the way, we need to say hi to everybody. We got Random Brad Creator. Greetings. Our new friend here, Josh Coe, who always says free. It's sort of like Tick when he says spoon.
Spoon.
Ace Hanlon is here. Hey, what are you doing in the chat, man? Get back on the
that guy's
show,
an
Greg.
asshole.
I'm a jerk. Ace Hanlon, did I say that one? Yes, we did. Let's see. Stephen Luther is here. Tyrell, clearly a Blade Runner fan. Tyrell 72. Let's see. Random Brad Creator. Oh my gosh. Country Shape Media. Okay, this is one of my regulars, Slasher Fred. Movie is very much, and you are totally right, it is kind of a teen horror film, but with people that are clearly in their 20s. They're 20-something. Hey, Tom's here.
Tom
and I are going to be doing Alien this Saturday.
Oh,
I'm
nice.
doing Aliens this Saturday.
You're doing Aliens?
Yep, I'm doing a watch party.
Very cool. We're going to be
First time
talking
seeing
about. You haven't seen it.
Nope, it'll be my first time.
Ooh, see, it's not a horror film. It's got horror elements, but mostly it's a straight up military action sci-fi film.
I loved the first one. I just saw the first one for the first time. I was like, this is a beautiful movie. Like, from the set design, the lighting choices, even the palette choices for it. I was like, this is just 10 out of 10. This is gorgeous. I didn't really expect to like it as much as I did.
Well, I'm telling you, man, big fan of that. Oh, by the way, Tom goes, Greg! And then he goes, oh, hi, Gerry.
Yeah. Hi, Gerry.
Nonchalant. Whatever, Gerry. Christian Lorme is here from Canada. Bonsoir, bonsoir. Bonsoir, mon ami. Let's see, what is this? They were just trying to get you to do butt stuff. I know. They're always trying to talk me into it. We even have a backdoor video for this.
A backdoor what?
We have a backdoor clip from this.
Oh,
if anybody,
okay.
if someone in the audience breaches the back door, if somebody, yes, Pop Culture Minefield. This is something started by Polly from Latino Slant, and Six and Zax took off with it. So now, certain people feel that they need to breach, make a joke. You have to make a joke, and it can't suck. It's got to be funny. And if it's not well done, I won't give them a breach video. I hate that. What? I hate that they George Lucas did. What do you mean, Shanatsky? What the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know. I don't remember them doing any re-editing to this movie.
I don't either. What are you referring to, Shanatsky? Be more clear, mister.
Is it weird this background music is kind of putting me to sleep a little bit? Like, I'm actually very calm with it.
The evil.
I can turn it way down if you need to.
No, it's fine. It's fine. But if I'm snoring, then, I'm still here.
Here's the thing, I don't hear it.
Yeah, but that's because you're south of the border. It only plays for people north of the border.
Jesus.
That is... Gerry.
Well, if I'm not shitting on him, he's shitting on me too. I love that.
Tyrell says they don't hear music either.
Oh, by the way, Das Wolfen is here. Greetings, Das Wolfen, our good friend John. He'll have a live show tomorrow night. right here on Pop Culture Minefield. Sasha Fred. Oh, look at this. I'm like, hello. Climbing over the comment. This movie is only one of the series that is very serious horror movie. Yeah, it took itself more seriously. Ash isn't comedic. The second film brought in the slapstick, started it.
Yeah.
And that's because Bruce wanted it. Bruce loves that shit.
Whoever has control of placement, put me on the bottom since I'm not going to be on video.
Oh, are you a bottom?
Pop up. No comment. I walked
back door bottoms. What are we talking about here?
It's Pop Culture Minefield. We're edgy with the humor. Oh, so Tyrell, you named your son Deckard? Holy crap!
Is that Blade
that's
Runner
awesome.
reference? I've never seen it.
I am the founder of the Blade Runner fan club back in the 90s.
I should, Gary, later read you off the list. I think you'll either be amazed or disappointed for how many movies I've never seen.
Nadia, I need to introduce you to the Rookie Critic if you don't already know him. Yeah. He's on our show with me and Tom, the Physical Media Show, and he has seen jack shit. And we're always giving him crap for it.
There you
know
go.
what? I look at it as just
That's a
jealousy.
good Best Buy.
It's jealousy. That's what it is.
See,
because
someone says something like, I've never seen Star Wars. I'm like, you have to trip over yourself to avoid seeing that fucking movie. That's one of those films where it's playing somewhere all the time. So,
Hey,
Snortapoopus is here. Hello, Snortapoopus. I did. I said hello to John already. Let's see. Get where I was at. Here we go.
Here.
Vex. Good evening, Vex. And Vex says Gerry and Nadia. Don't forget Greg. You don't have to mention Martin because he's shy. He doesn't want to be mentioned. Make a note of that. Don't ever thank Martin. Don't ever thank Martin for anything.
Thank you, Martin.
Yeah. Captain Chop Lever here.
The maker's list for the Homelight XL or Super 10 chainsaw. Take the casting off the fabric.
Yeah, Random Brad Creator makes awesome shit. He can make that stuff.
Yeah, I've got a photo somewhere when I was at a convention of a guy that had the single worst Ash costume I've ever seen, and I had to get a picture of it because it was just so bad. The saw was made out of like cardboard and paper, and it was fucking funny. And he had a crazy ass curly wig on that looked like an old lady's wig. It was funny. Random Brad Creator, you got my brain thinking again. LOL. Interesting fact: Evil Dead is the only film in the movie history to be in the theaters as being available on video at the same time. I didn't know that.
Neither did I.
Holy crap!
I shared the list in our Twitter
afterwards.
in our Twitter DM chat.
Oh wow, Penny is here. Hi, Penny.
Yep.
She's an avid viewer of pretty much everybody in our community. Just a great member of the audience, and always good in the chat. Country Shape Media says it's crazy. This was made by the same folks that made Heracles: The Legendary Journeys. Let's see. And Vex says Nadia, she loves you. There you go. A lot of love going to Nadia. Slasher Fred here. What makes the Evil Dead series so amazing is how we don't see the Deadites' true form, only see them from yeah. You see them when they take human forms, or you see them from their POV, and which I thought was really good. And by the way, I've always wondered, never asked the guys. So, do you know? Was that an early use of the Steadicam used in that film for a lot of the running scenes? Because I know, like at the end of Evil Dead, that was done on a motorcycle, and he put the camera on there. And as I recall,
a motorcycle
got injured doing that gag.
They didn't have a Steadicam. That's what I assume. Yeah, Tom says they didn't have a Steadicam. They strapped it to a board. That's what I thought. I was going to say. I think I remember seeing they strapped it to a board and carried it
to a bicycle.
Except for that final scene, which was on I think a small dirt bike or something.
No, what's a bicycle?
Was it a bicycle? So it had two wheels, right?
Yeah, but no engine. But
it's got legs. That's an engine.
Fuck off. We have a bridge. You caused this. You caused this.
You did this. You made this. Go for it, Martin.
Okay. I lost in my own list.
That's a professional. It's at the top, up near the top.
Why did you move it?
I even told you when I did it. I'm moving this video up to the top so it's easier to get to. No scrolling.
We do it live, folks. We do it live.
We do it live every night.
Fuck professionalism. Now, what is this one? The Steelbook?
This is just a Steelbook Blu-ray. It's one I like to show off. This movie has been released so many damn times. There's so many copies of it, and a lot of the special features are not carried over from each release. So there's so many copies that you need to get. There is a 4K, and the 4K looks great. This is just my Blu-ray I like to show off because I like the Steelbook.
Now,
well, it's got a matte finish, or they call it varnish finish.
Now,
I like
Greg, I have a 4K copy, but it's in 4:3 image radio.
Really?
I think
Yes.
That's weird.
Yes, it's weird.
I think I just have an old DVD copy of Army of Darkness.
So Shinatsky is saying that they fixed up some of the Evil Dead mistakes.
I don't think I ever heard of that.
Tom would probably know better than anybody on that.
See?
So we got...
Yeah, okay,
you don't hear the music.
Right, Tom's right. Yeah, it is supposed to be 4:3, Tom says. His 4K is 4:3. Yeah.
All right. JRR24 is here. Bonjour to you. Let's see.
Matter of fact, I think this Blu-ray is that too. Matter of fact, now that I read it, now that I think about it, because it does say it has the 1851 and 1331. Yeah, so I think this might have the 4:3 aspect ratio too.
Toolshed, Sander Hammerslag brings up. In the sequel is where we are introduced to Ash's famous line, which is groovy. And it's an odd sequel. We got a little video on that because that is one thing I did talk to Bruce about, because the first time I met Bruce, it was in I was in the Army and was at a convention in Tacoma, as I recall. It was either Seattle or Tacoma. And he was up there, and some guy walked up to the microphone and says, I don't understand, because each one of these films is like the first, second, and third film, but yet they're really not sequels with one another. What's up with that? And Bruce quips back, well, apparently it's the tumor in your brain. To which the guy said, it's not the tumor. And he says, well, it's something, because something's not working up there. You better get it checked. But he did eventually explain on video, and I'll go ahead and play that real quick here.
And there's an odd thing about Evil Dead 2. There's a weird little trivia in that people think that Ash, the character Ash, was stupid enough to go back to the cabin with a new group of friends, because the way it was retold, we didn't own the rights to our own movie that was done by New Line Cinema. The second movie was done by Dino De Laurentiis. Well, we didn't have the rights. We couldn't get the rights to our own movie, which is the most ridiculous thing ever. So we just shot a recap with different actors as though that was the recap, but people thought, what's with he's coming back to the same cabin with these new people? What? So there's a big debate of, is Evil Dead 2 a remake or a sequel? It's a requel. It's whatever you want to call it. So if you really want to do it right, go right into Ash being thrown through the trees at the beginning, lands, play the movie. It would all make perfect sense.
There you go.
Yeah.
From the horse's mouth.
From the horse's mouth.
So, in which, I've done that. I've actually followed the first film and then start of the film right at when he gets hit by the demon.
Yeah, you can. There's ways to seamlessly to do all three. Just boom, 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 boom. It's really not that hard. Just some effort and time that got to be put into it.
And by the way, Josh Becker not only worked on the 3 Evil Dead films, he was the one who did the, I can't remember the name of it, it was like the Evil Dead Journal or something like that, and published it. It was the making of Evil Dead. Because he had kept really good notes. And there's some funny stories from the first film, like Josh Becker is, what's his name? Raimi. I know his brother
Sam
Ted.
Raimi.
Sam Raimi. Yeah, it's like I know his brother Ted, and I always forget Sam's name because I never met Sam. I don't think I want to. He's one of those people I've heard negative stories from, even Bruce, about, even though he loves him. You know.
Really?
Oh, God, eat shit, John. Oh, Kingsport Cal is here. Welcome, Kingsport Cal. So, Bruce would, tell stories about it. Josh would tell stories about it. But my favorite story was when they were breaking down. They had finished shooting. And some of the locals, or at least one of the locals, was like, well, I want to be in your movie, kind of thing. And just kept nagging him, why didn't you, but I wanted to be in your movie. Finally, Sam got tired of it and told Josh and whoever else was there to grab some gear and pull it down. Bring the camera and bring some lights and some flats. So they go out there.
Oh,
there's Tom. Go ahead, Adam.
Well, that's my job,
I sometimes wonder, but I'm not going to say. So he tells him to bring the camera and some lights down and some flats and or whiteboards, and sets up to do a scene. Finally gives the guy some written dialogue to say, and right when he's ready to shoot, even though there's no film in the camera, he's just going to do this. The guy chickened out and left. And Sam tells him to pack the stuff back up. He'll do shit like that for people. Like when he did the Western with Gene Hackman. Hi, Tom.
Well, I figured I'm sitting here going off in the chat. I might as well come in for a little bit. It's a lot easier.
Yeah, I know. So,
I know this movie. Like, I got more copies of this movie than I wanted.
I know, right?
He's got way more than me.
I even got this super duper ass, huge one that Anchor Bay put out years ago. I've got 5.
That's the steel book you have, right?
It's not steel, but it's
no, mine's a steel book.
And this has
okay,
fucking 10 different discs. I got the Necronomicon book up there. I've got
he's got them all.
The straight Blu-ray, the 4K. I've gotten rid of more copies than I have at this point. I had the original DVD and VH. But I'm not kidding. I know the cut so well, to cut part 1, 2, and 3 together so quickly that it would take me literally 10 seconds to do it if I had all 3 files. Because I had to do it in the days of VHS. So I'm sitting there, rewind, getting it right to the right spot, then unpause, and then it would go through the movie, then you pause it again at the very end of the movie. Because, it's right when the camera hits him at the end of part 1, all that recap shit is gone off of part 2. You just cut it right in there where it zooms back out of him. And then at the end of part 2, it shows him falling down and the car crashing and stuff, setting up the stuff for Army of Darkness. That same shot is in Army of Darkness. You cut out all the intro shit from Army of Darkness, cut it right there. Boom. All 3 films cut together in a 3.5 hour big chunk. Almost 4 hour long movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
Very cool.
And it actually works a little bit better if you use the extended cut of Army of Darkness because that has that wraparound story. The other version doesn't. It actually has the alternate ending where he sleeps too long and he wakes up and he's like, no,
Right.
I slept too long.
Because otherwise it comes off funny because then at the end, all of a sudden you got him coming in with the wraparound story and it's like, okay, why is he narrating now all of a sudden?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, this is a good movie, though. I've always liked the first one. As you can see, the poster behind me.
It makes you want to go out and make a movie.
It does. It does. That's really what they were doing in this. Go ahead.
It reminds me of all the indie movies I worked on. Every single one has this feel on it.
Yeah, you can tell it took them like a year to make it. And they're so chipper in one part of it, and by the end you can tell they're all just tired, and it's only just, one or two
And
people
the
left
one dude's
by
hair-
the end.
Yeah, and the one dude's hair is completely different. He got a haircut by the end of the movie at
Yeah.
certain scenes. The blonde guy, I can't think of his name at the moment.
Oh, there's no sense of continuity in this movie whatsoever.
Yeah,
No, that's out the
they
window.
were just throwing it together.
My favorite
I
bit
love
of
this.
lack of continuity is when that one chick gets stabbed with the pencil, and it's a completely different shoe and sock and pants than what she's wearing. It's like, they don't give a crap. Or maybe it's the same shoe, but it's like completely different pair of pants and sock. It's like they're not
Yeah.
paying attention. But Sam Raimi is just nuts like that. I don't think he really cared to care.
Yeah, he just was doing it.
Just making my movie.
I'm getting ready to do a little Q&A. Well, technically a poll in the chat to see if they know the answer. And we can't give the answer yet. I'm gonna put it here. Let's see.
Tom, I would be curious to know, what did you think of Evil Dead Rises?
Didn't like it. I did
You
not
didn't
like
like
it.
it? Okay. What
I
do you
wouldn't
think of
even
the
watch it.
TV show?
I liked the TV show. I still have to see the rest of this. I fell out like at the
Ash
end of
versus
season
the
2.
Evil Dead was great.
Yeah, because I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't afford Stars or whatever for a bit, and then when I heard they canceled it, I never got to finish watching. Or maybe I saw part of 3. I can't remember. But yeah, like I liked it from what I seen of it. I just didn't get to finish it yet.
Susan
What,
Layton, a friend of mine that works at Rue Morgue, got a lot of heat because she put to task the Evil Dead fans, because she said, with all of the fans that are out there, why are the numbers so bad on the show? And it's because they weren't watching it through Stars. They were trying to watch it via other means. And she basically took them to task, saying, like, you guys talk a good game, but the reason this show is getting canceled is because you weren't showing up to watch it.
Damn.
And
It's one of those shows that did get hurt by downloading. Yes,
it did.
Yeah.
It broke my heart, because that's why we didn't get the next season,
Yep.
because they just didn't have the numbers. And she wrote about it in Rue Morgue magazine, and man, she got so much hate for that. And
I used to
Susan
get
Layton
that
also-
magazine, and I don't remember why.
Susan Layton used to be part of Pop Culture Minefield our first 2 years.
Maybe you guys sent it to me. That might be why. Because I got like a stack of them. Like from a while I was getting them, and then I quit getting them. I don't remember where I got them from. I just come across them yesterday. It's just weird you brought it up.
Right
you
now,
guys saw
I've got a
the
poll
TV
going. I'm sorry, Nadia. I just want to let everybody know, let you guys know. I have a poll out there asking the question: who owned the car in Evil Dead? Was it Bruce Campbell, Rob Tapert, or Sam Raimi? And
Michael Jackson, you're all wrong.
14% according to Michael Jackson. So is Bruce Campbell's got 12%?
weekend, and then I got a dent, and I never let him use it again.
Allegedly. Rob Tapert is at 12%, and Sam Raimi is at 75%. So I'll check on that later, and then we'll give the answer, because I think we all know who owned it. I followed the whole
Toby
story of that
Maguire.
damn car.
Caitlyn Jenner.
Maguire.
That was.
It is in the Spider-Man movies. Yeah, it
Yeah,
was Uncle
it's
Ben's
Uncle
car.
Ben's
Yeah.
car.
It's
Yeah.
even in the Western.
Yeah, somehow wound up in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait. The Quick and the Dead?
Yep.
Yeah, it's in The Quick and the Dead.
I just saw that for the first time a couple weeks ago.
Now I'm going to give you the story that Bruce relayed to me himself about that film, because a nerd started asking dumb questions after I told him not to. And he said, well, what about that deleted scene where you're in Quick and the Dead? And Bruce immediately says, I'm not in the fucking movie. I was never in the fucking movie. There's no such scene. It's made up. And he says, well, I heard, and he goes, well, you heard wrong. He says, here's what happened. Pat Hingle was pissing and moaning on the set that his character won't defend his daughter. He's whoring her out. He's a pimp with his own daughter. And he's letting him manhandle her and everything. And he's like, I really wish you would, have him do something. And so to get him to shut up, Sam Raimi set up a a bogus Shemp scene where they would have Bruce come in as a gunslinger, and he would try to manhandle her, and Pat Hingle would, I think, fake butt stroke him with a shotgun or some shit. And even though they didn't shoot it, it succeeded at getting Sam what he needed was Pat Hingle to shut the fuck up. And that's from Bruce himself telling that. That was funny.
Yeah.
So he's notorious because really he's the one, Sam Raimi's production company brought back the use of Shemp because they constantly use fake Shemps in his films. And fake Shemps, Tom knows and Greg knows, but Nadia might not know what a fake Shemp is. You know what that is, Nadia?
Well,
I have no idea.
It's a reference to the Three Stooges when they
Three
replaced
Stooges with Shemp. Yeah.
with Shemp, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So it's basically
And
a
Shemp
fake
was
stooge.
sick and dying, or he may have even died at that point. And they had other actors dressed like him from the back and side.
Yeah,
and
they had
shit.
the fake Shemps. So yeah,
They
it was
did the
kinda
same
like
thing with
a-
Curly.
I
yeah,
would be
kind of a way of fudging it.
I would be curious to go back and watch the three now, knowing that there's this special kind of editing between the three of them, what you were talking about earlier, Tom. I think I'm going to actually try that and see.
It's not too hard to do, actually. Now that you have digital, like I said, like
Yeah.
back in the day, it was a pain in the butt, but now, like I said, you just boom, 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 cut.
Yeah,
And
right
you'll
when
see
he's
right where they
taken
sync
over by
up,
the
yeah.
demon, and then with the car dropping.
Okay.
Yep.
And it cuts out all the ancillary BS. So, like, if you're just watching them to watch them and you already know the other stuff, like, yeah, so it doesn't do the recovering of all the stuff. And the only thing you really lose is that cool animation of the Book of the Dead. Really, at the end of the day, that's the
I've
biggest
seen it.
thing. Right. I mean, it's not like it's the only version you're ever gonna watch. It's just it's really fun to watch all three of them in just one long movie and kind of see how it all kind of works out. You know, just kind of how see it play out or whatever you want to call it. Like
Horror-
Bruce was talking there.
Horror is not a big thing for my husband. He doesn't like it, but he loves Army of Darkness. That's one of his favorite movies of all time, not just in the horror genre. So I would be very curious to do this with him to see how it lines up.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because I know I've talked with Tom with this. Which one did you see first? Because I saw Army of Darkness before I saw Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2 at all.
I saw Evil Dead
Army
when
of
it came
Darkness
out.
first.
I saw it first. I saw them in order.
I saw Evil Dead 2 first, and then Army of Darkness, and thought Evil Dead 2 was just the prequel. Like, that was it. Didn't know that there was an actual first one till years after that.
Yeah. That was me, because like I saw Army of Darkness first, and then I went to the video store and I was like, hold on, Evil Dead 2, this is the guy from Army of Darkness. And I was like, holy crap, it's a trilogy. And you know, I was young though, so when I rented the first one though, it scared the crap out of me when I sat at home and watched it. It was like tonal difference. This is a total different movie than Army of Darkness. So it's great, especially if you watch it at night.
Because Army of Darkness is more of the action adventure thing, whereas the second film retained some of the horror, but was more slapsticky, and then this film was pretty much straightforward horror.
I must have been a sadistic little shit, because none of them scared me. I just enjoyed them, and I was very young when I saw them too.
Well, there is a cheesy element to them that helps, and that's kind of what I felt like was missing from that new Evil Dead movie, the one that you asked me about earlier, because there is just that element of that edge to it. It's like, yes, it's horror, but it's so over the top that it goes into comedy, right? Like the first movie doesn't quite do that so much. I mean, of course, that just feels like, hey, Mom, we're making a movie. But like the second film and the third film really carry that over, that idea of we're going to make you laugh just as hard as we're going to scare you. And Raimi gets away with so much because of the humor, I think. Because if you cut out the humor, I bet you if you turn this movie into the MPA, or Part 2 especially, they would definitely like slap it with an NC-17, even though I think they released it unrated for that reason. They had a hard time getting an R. But I mean, even by today's standards, it's kind of tame, is my point.
Yeah.
But like the fact that you have all this gushing blood and violence and just nastiness going on constantly throughout the film. People getting dismembered and other stuff like that, you know, and the mutilation of corpses and everything else you can add into that whatever list.
I mean, with the girlfriend alone.
Yeah, I mean, but there's still an element of humor to it.
Mm-hmm.
It's not mean-spirited so much as it's just kind of a wink, nudge, kind of thing to it that kind of gives you the ability to go, okay, I can laugh, and the laughing moments are going to let me get away from the horror. Now the third film even leans more into the comedy, right? Like that even has like the quotable lines, right? Like good, bad, I'm the one with the gun, and you know, the stuff like that. So like,
right.
I feel like you're describing me because anytime I get scared, I just laugh. It's just a mix of both fear and laughter. What did you think of the Evil Dead remake, I guess, that came out more than 10 years now?
It's what's his name? The guy that's directing Romulus, Alien
Romulus.
Yeah, Fede Alvarez. It was okay. I don't even remember really what I said about it, Greg, on the show after I watched it.
I think you said you didn't hate it, but
it's not. Yeah.
I think you said
it's
you
not
didn't
Evil
hate
Dead.
it, but technically, it's not a remake, according to Fede Alvarez and Sam Raimi and them. Technically, it's in the same world as these movies.
Yes.
Which is why Bruce makes the appearance at the end.
Yes, it's very.
I think it was still missing some of the humor, though.
The color is there.
They get very
That's what I'm
dark.
saying. Yeah, that one's darker. It kind of fits in the description of like no humor whatsoever into it. Very gory. And to me, that one and Evil Dead Rises are just stories in the Evil Dead universe, not a requel, sequel, or continuance. It's just pocket stories that happen to live in that same universe.
It's technically Lovecraftian and different.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's multiverse, which is bullshit.
Oh no! Don't say that word.
That's technically what it is. It's technically multiverse. So,
oh no!
That's a dirty, dirty word.
That is a dirty word, and that's one of. I think that's one of the. I know people love Evil Dead Rise. I'm with Tom on the camp of Tom. I don't think it's very good, but I think that's it's diluting these movies.
I couldn't get past the trailer. I just was like,
yeah,
pretty cool.
Well, I think what bothered me most about Evil Dead Rise is there was a lot of room for humor, right? There was a couple of points where I'm like, why didn't you do a joke there? Why didn't you do like a little bit to kind of lower the tension? Because like there is some terrifying moments, and it is a kind of the whole interesting idea of instead of it being a cabin out in the woods, it's a isolated apartment building, and stuff like that. And especially right after COVID, the way it kind of comes off in the movie itself, you could work with that. But it's just, for some reason, that's the thing, that's the punch that's missing for me, is that little like, okay, so what's the joke gonna be? What's the humor gonna be? Or where's the thing that's going to kind of lift us up a little bit to go, holy crap, I can't believe they went that far, right? Like, I mean, because that's the thing. It's not even, the jokes aren't even so much sometimes out of the discussion or the word or the reaction. Sometimes it's the fact that, okay, not only does the thing get its head ripped off, it gets ripped in like, its guts are flying all over the place. It's just so over the top, kind of like RoboCop, right? Where the violence is so over the top that you find yourself laughing at how over the top the violence is. And in the last two Evil Dead films, I felt like the violence was a little too realistic. And it was just trying to get you in the scare part of it, and there just wasn't any release of that tension. It was too much pull and not enough push and pull, I guess is the best way to explain
it. Well,
I have a confession to make. I've never seen RoboCop.
Okay, well, RoboCop is kind of like an action film, but it has the same kind of thing where it's like, you think you're going to watch a stupid action comic book kind of movie, then you realize, oh, this is a satire. Right? Like,
yeah, it's so fun.
And the violence is so over the top. It's a lot like Evil Dead in that way, that you're just, after a while, you're kind of like laughing at the violence because of how over the top. Like, one dude literally gets obliterated with
a trauma. I will contact the local crisis center.
Yeah. Somebody get a goddamn paramedic. When you get to that line, you'll laugh and you'll know exactly what I'm getting at.
Just remember, RoboCop shoots a guy in a dick. So
from between the legs of a woman.
That was one of the greatest simple TV T-shirts I ever saw in my life. It wasn't anything but just the words Remember that time RoboCop shot the guy in the dick?
Yeah. I want to get that. I really want to get that T-shirt.
You do, because you know how many conversation starters that will be. You will find the cool guy in the room like that.
Yeah.
You're like, hell yeah, I remember.
Yeah.
I'm talking to that guy.
All right, I'll move it up. I'll move it up the list.
After you watch that, Tom's got a special deleted clip that he does.
No, please don't do that to her.
I've done that to so many people, and I've gotten so many people.
Should I be scared?
No, okay, I'll just tell you the joke since I won't do that to you, since you're a woman, because it does have a lot of penises. And when I say a lot of penises, I mean a lot of penises in it.
Okay.
The scene, it was when they... You know, there was this fad for a while where they had YouTubers and other people come in and they have they do a scene of a film and then they cut them all together into the whole movie. And then every scene would come from a different animator, a different performer, a different whatever. Well, the guys who took on the dick shooting scene were so good. It starts out if you're not really paying attention, you literally think it's the movie. Mm-hmm. And then all of a sudden, not only does RoboCop shoot one guy in the dick, he starts shooting every dick he sees. To the point where it just turns into 3 minutes of him just shooting dicks off left and right, because it was made by these special effects guys. So it's just chock full of fake dicks flying all over the place.
Where can I see this?
Well, you can see it online. I'll send you the link. Here,
it is hilarious, Nadia. You'll enjoy it.
Yeah, but you should.
You gotta see the movie first, though, to kind of get the joke, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you guys send that to her after she watches the movie? Keep that in mind and remember it, because it's.
I've got nothing going on tomorrow night. I'll watch it tomorrow night.
Oh, RoboCop's a classic. It's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Yeah. What is this? Kurt Gunnarsson says, "Hi everyone. I'm so old. I remember seeing the first Evil Dead at the drive-in theater back in the day. It was way ahead of its time, but when I see it now, it looks ridiculous. Well, the claymation animation in it is so bad, but it's still enjoyable. I still love this film.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm ending the poll, guys. It's now ended. The people voted, and they said 66% that Sam Raimi owned the car. 11% thought Rob Tapert owned the car, and 22% thought Bruce Campbell owned the car. So, Tom, do you want to give the actual answer?
Sam.
That was Sam's car. He owned it for years, and that's why it made so many appearances in movies that he worked
Pretty much every movie he ever made, yep. And it was hidden somewhere in there. In whatchamacallit, the movie we just brought up earlier, the
Perfect
Western
Game.
one.
It's in there.
Well, no, the Western one, it's even hidden in there too, yeah.
But
Quick and the Dead. Quick and the Dead.
He eventually sold it to a fan, I think. So he doesn't own it anymore, but he owned it for
it was in up and through. Wait, I think there was one in Multiverse of Madness. Well, I mean, the original one I think has been gone for years anyway, wasn't it? Because
he sold it, I think, in either the 90s or in going into the early 2000s.
I was gonna say, well, I mean, even just in general, because there was the one movie where. Was it The Gift or whatever, where it's all trashed and out in the woods?
Yeah, it's even all trashed out in the woods in 2013 Evil Dead.
Yeah, and one of the other ones, yeah. So I think that's the shape of the original one, and I think he's been using a different stand-ins ever since, because he had, it's in all three of the Dead films, obviously, the Spider-Man films, obviously we talked about.
Right.
And of course they turned it into that machine in the third Evil Dead film anyway, so I mean, that's a...
Yeah.
Oh,
it's even
I see Adega Outlaw is here, by the way, guys. Adega,
yes.
And Vinkman's Girl is here. Ghost in the Crag, Movie Homicide have all joined us.
Movie Homicide.
Craig, that's beautiful.
These are my original ideas, the ones I grew up with, the one I bought. All three of them.
Let me engorge you so people can see it
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I see the second one? Yeah. Dead by Dawn. I had that poster in my room when I was a kid. Yeah.
Well, I'm not too thrilled about
I
this
hate the cover.
I don't like that.
That cover is terrible.
That was one of Anchor Bay's crappy ones, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little crappy one.
Yeah.
And I went and grabbed my, this is Dead by Dawn. My Dead by Dawn.
Oh, look at that.
That's pretty fucking
That
sweet.
is some
I like
really
that.
good pen and ink work right there. Look at that.
Not quite as good as you could do, though.
Love it.
Yeah. On the side.
Wow.
I would do it just about exactly the same way.
Nah, you'd make Bruce look better. The jaw's not right.
Well, Bruce did it. I draw him better than anybody.
That's what I know. I know. That's what I'm saying. See, you'd get it better. You get it right. The jaw's not right. Something.
Yeah, the jaw's just not right on that one. But the front one's not too bad.
The front one's pretty good.
I really
Not quite as
need
good
to
as
get back
Yeah.
into buying physical media. I've stopped for a couple years. I really need to get back into it.
No, we're going to stay on you, Greg.
I had no idea.
So once again, by the way, I do want to point out how proud I am of you with the body transformation you've gone through.
Who, me?
Losing all that weight. Yeah.
Oh.
You've done a great job.
Happens. Still working.
I thought he was going somewhere else with that.
Yeah, I thought he was talking about this.
No fucking around. I wanted to compliment him.
That's his way of saying he wants to do butt stuff.
Yeah.
I don't do butt stuff. I don't float that way. Sorry.
Now, see, if it were me making the joke,
that's a problem.
Moving all that fat to his penis was what my joke would be on that one.
Not as Steinfeld would say, nothing. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not there's anything wrong with that.
Wrong with that.
And then Gary's next line is, "Would it change your mind if I tell you the butt in the butt stuff is my butt?"
It's my butt.
No, I'm good.
I mean, don't knock it till you try it, Greg. There you go. You know?
I tried
only
for
live
you,
once.
Gary.
I know you're always pimping for me. I appreciate it, buddy.
I'm sure I got your back. And
We're
your
gonna have
backside.
to call up Bruce Campbell so we can do a shimp scene to.
Yeah. I don't do that kind of work, he'd say.
Yeah. I still know him. I still got his email. I just don't contact him.
Have we gotten to the most controversial scene yet? I can't tell where we're at with
the tree
this thing.
scene?
I don't know all the time. Yeah.
Oh,
This
yeah.
is a great
Say
scene.
we're getting there. I was going to say we have to be getting
Nope.
there.
And this is a scene
Not
Sam
good.
Raimi said that he wouldn't have done today, but I'm like, come on, dude. You still would have done it.
It's funny. I don't care. I mean, unless the actress, she seemed to be in good spirits about it. She was unhappy more so, it seemed like, about running through the woods than anything.
Barefoot. Yep.
And she even came back for the TV show, so.
I mean, it
Spoilers.
adds a level
Yeah,
a level of
spoilers.
distress and horror to kind of balance out the comedy part of this movie. So, I've never seen anything wrong with
I
it.
hate to say it almost makes the R word not funny, but you can't help but laugh when you realize she's getting assaulted by a tree. It's like,
and it's not one of those movies.
yeah, it's kind of just like, you can't help but, I hate to say it, you can't help but laugh at how absurd it is.
It's very absurd. I mean, it's unnerving, absurd, and funny all at the same time.
And this is where the first movie where he hadn't quite found that balance yet, where the second film nails it, right? Like the second film knows how to do the Looney Tunes meets the horror film element to it, or however you want to put the humor. Or the Three Stooges more so, I guess.
Yeah.
So she has, by the way, appeared in a lot of stuff. I'll go through a list of it real quick.
Is this the one where he says the line, "We just cut our girlfriend into pieces," or is that the second one?
No, it's the second one.
Oh.
That's the second one. Evil Dead the game, she does the voice of Cheryl again, and she does the voice of the Deadite. She also plays Cheryl Williams in Ash versus the Evil Dead. She was the voice again of Cheryl and the Deadite in Evil Dead 2013. She's been in other films of his, like Oz the Great and Powerful, which I actually like that film. I thought it was a fun film.
That was a better film than it had a right to be, and I think Raimi's the reason for it.
It is why. It is.
Is that with who's the lead in that?
That's with Franco.
Franco.
Yeah. Okay.
Then she's also plays Cheryl again in My Name is Bruce. And let's see.
I
And then
think
all the way back to
his
the
ex-wife.
Evil Dead. She was replaced by Bridget Fonda in Evil Dead 2.
Yes.
Or was it Army of Darkness? Evil
No,
Dead. Which
it
one?
was Evil Dead 2. They reused that opening in Army of Darkness.
That's what it was. Yeah.
Yep.
With Bridget. because Dino De Laurentiis took over, and so they had to use their own footage.
Yep. Well, yeah, the second one and the third one are both Dino De Laurentiis films. And that's where I see, Greg, I can't even remember if I'm 100% sure which one I saw first, because I wanted to watch Army of Darkness. I rented it on video because I never got the chance to see it in theaters. I remember that. But then as soon as I saw that intro, I knew then at that moment it was an Evil Dead movie. So now I'm starting to wonder if I didn't see Evil Dead 2 before that. Because I'm like,
by the way, she was also in the original Evil Dead short film called, I forget the name of it now. I don't know. Within the Woods. Is that it?
I think so.
Within the Woods.
I think that's the original short film. But the weird thing is it's just since then I had one of those moment of clarity things, because I know it's right around this same time of the year. And I remember renting the film, and I remember sitting down and watching it because it was just before Labor Day. Memorial Day, whichever one's coming up here. I can never remember which one's which.
Labor Day.
Yeah, I always get them flipped around. Usually now I second guess myself, and I was right. So I know it had to be around this time when it came out on video, and I was just like, it was like what, 12, 13 when it came out, because it came out what, 92?
Yeah.
And it came out pretty quick.
I was still in the Army when it came out. I remember that. I saw it on, I had to get a pass to go see it.
But I don't think I had seen the complete film of Evil Dead 2 at that point, that's for sure. I just recognized the intro. That's all I remember. Because the Book of the Dead stuff, I'm like, I think this is an Evil Dead sequel.
Yeah, and by the way, Kingsport Cal brought up earlier that the movie Cabin in the Woods was also kind of a nod to this film.
Heavily influenced, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, Cabin in the Woods had a lot of influence from a lot of different types of horror genre.
Yeah, it's a very meta horror movie.
Yeah.
I want to go home.
What's
actually,
this meta mean? What do you mean meta?
Oh my god!
There's the car.
Yeah.
It's like 9/11 times 12, Gerry.
Oh my god!
You should be stealing lines from Team America since the character's name's Gerry.
I know.
That's
I really
right.
probably do because I love. I love
12,000, 1,200, or whatever, or 9 times 10. So it's like 9,000, 111 times.
My daughter and I just had a conversation last weekend about what the saddest song ever written was, and she says, "Oh, I know where you're going. It's I'm so Ronry." She started singing it.
Ronry and Ronry around.
I love my daughter so much. She's so fucked up in the head from me raising her.
No one understands.
I'm gonna use that line on my husband.
What, you're so Ronry? You ought to get. Oh no, you need to get it on your phone and then play it for him. This song makes me think of you. That'd be fucked up and funny.
That's the kind of stuff I do to him all the time.
God damn it, Gerry, this isn't just about oral sex. It's about what you're willing to do for your country.
The single best moment is after all of that is said, he goes, "Now suck my dick." I laugh.
By the way, I don't think that movie holds up. Just hot take. I don't think it's fun.
Oh, it's fucking hilarious.
You got to get the uncensored version, the one with the pudding. Is that just cracked me up?
Both of them
and
are
a
great.
very strong edible.
And of course, they kill Michael Moore in it, which I think is hilarious. He self-implodes.
And Alec Baldwin.
Oof.
That's right. He does.
Does Michael Moore actually self-implode in real life yet?
Probably.
No, not yet. He's still clinging on somehow.
Yeah.
We're dicks.
I don't want to say the word FAGS.
I'm sorry.
Film actors group. What was it?
See, here's the problem, Gerry. Dicks fuck assholes. Assholes just want to shit on everything.
Pussies, and they fuck
the
assholes.
Pussies. They can't deal with assholes.
Why
Guess what? A pussy can't fuck an asshole, Gary. But a dick can. So pussies need dicks to fuck assholes.
Stop it, Tom. Oh my God, you're killing me.
That is the greatest fucking speech in a movie ever.
It is. It is.
Because it's true. It is the world in a nutshell. We don't like the assholes, and we hate the dicks. But you know what? Sometimes you need the dicks to fuck the assholes, because a pussy's never gonna fuck an asshole. But a pussy's always fucking over the dicks. But sometimes those pussies need that dick to fuck an asshole. And
you know
we're
really
that
sucks?
dick, Gary. We are that dick.
We are that dick. I got to tell you, because I was one of those people that wanted to see
such a long time.
But it was such a difficult film to make, even to the Chiodos who did all the
Yeah.
They were like, that movie was a fucking nightmare to make. And you know, I heard that one of the Chiodo brothers says, "How the fuck did Gerry Anderson do this for 15 years?"
That movie doesn't need a sequel. That movie does not need a sequel. It's fine.
I don't think so either, but
it'll never get
one.
Yeah, not now.
Shinatsky, you
not
had
now.
to say it, didn't you? It's the one song that's not on the soundtrack.
You are worthless, Alec Bowen. You are worthless, Alec Bowen. You failed in every way, and now my stalking you has fallen. Your career is stowing, and you're worthless, Alec Bowen. That's why I blew your head off, and your children are all boring.
You gotta wait till the end of the credits to hear that.
I know. What did you guys
get RoboCop?
think?
I think I'm gonna rewatch that movie again.
With, the original? Hell yeah.
Well, no, she's talking about Team America though too, because yeah, get fucked up and watch Team America. That's a great Saturday night.
Yeah.
Okay, my favorite
Everybody
gag. I
has
have to go
AIDS.
back on camera. I have to go back on camera for this. My favorite gag in the film is,
what's the signal? When I do this.
And the build up to the fist fight scene, because you think it's going to be like the greatest martial arts fight ever. It's just two puppets bumping into each other.
Which is really just them going, fuck it, at that point.
Yeah.
Because they're like, how do we work a joke out of this? Okay.
Because originally they were going to do a Michael Bay film. They were going to do it shot for shot.
Armageddon.
But
with puppets, yes.
And I can't remember what was the reason they ended up going with a new story.
Between, I think, getting the rights and trying to remember. Pearl Harbor also came out, and 9/11 happened, and I think they just all kind of, all the things just kind of culminated to, let's just do our own thing.
Which I think is what shows how brilliant those guys are, especially Trey Parker.
Which I think they were thinking along the lines of Airplane, because they took that one script. Oh shit! What the hell was it called? It wasn't one of the airport movies, but it was a TV movie they did. They're basically sending up. It's like almost line for line a remake of it, and I can't remember the name of it.
Well, Airplane is a remake of 0 Hour.
That's it, 0 Hour. I was trying to think of the name of it. Yeah,
with Dana Andrews.
Which they were kind of thinking along the lines of doing that. I think. Yeah, and I think that's what they were thinking of doing at first. Yeah.
Yeah. Doing a stand-up parody of it. But in the end, I think what they did was smarter.
Yeah. Well, not only that, I think they realized it would also be impossible to recreate half that shit, probably with puppets too. Besides just all the other rights issues. Because they got away with it with Airplane. Because I don't think they credit 0 Hour at all, do they?
At all. I don't think it's anywhere in there.
And they just got lucky that nobody sued them, I think, probably. They probably thought, oh, it's parody, it's satire, we won't go nowhere.
All the plot points, everything, beat for beat, it's a remake of the film, just with comedy. And,
yeah, with the added lines and all that stuff, yeah.
Surely you're not serious.
See, and that's what I was saying, is I think Trey and Matt weren't even going to do that, because they were they knew that Armageddon would be funny without even having to change one single line. just seeing it done with puppets, people would see how ridiculous Armageddon was.
Exactly. Jeez.
But like at that point, like I said, I think they realized how much of it, like it would just be easier to do like a parody of like the old Thunderbirds and kind of update that idea, add in the whole, you guys, like I said, you got to remember when this was coming together, it was all at the same time with 9/11 and Rah Rah America again and stuff like that. So they fed all into that and put it into this hilarious fucking movie that they never got enough credit for, in my opinion.
And by the way, I did have a joke for this I didn't say earlier. Man, how many times my wife said that to me?
I love how every time we do one of these shows, we end up talking about
something
completely different than the movie.
So it's not my fault? Okay, I don't feel so bad now.
No, it happens every time.
ADD theater, man. With something spawns something else, and we go off on a tangent, and it's kind of fun.
I don't think we talked. I think we talked like 5 minutes of Prince of Darkness on the actual Prince of Darkness stream.
It's not that great a film. It's not one of my favorite films by John Carpenter. Even though I own it, I do love the film. I just don't think it's his best.
Well, I mean, there's a few things I guess we could say about Evil Dead that people may not know. That's the problem with Evil Dead is most people know most of the trivia about it, to the point where, like, I mean, there's very little people don't know. But like, Raimi didn't know what the hell he was doing. They were using like oil paints and shit for makeup and stuff. I don't know if you know anything about that shit. Like, yeah, and he would just do stuff. And he would, it'd be like, "Are you sure this shit's safe?" And he'd be like, "Oh yeah, it's safe." he had no fucking clue.
I worked in Hollywood for 13 years as special effects makeup, and I also did haunted house makeup, and I can't imagine those people's poor skin and the stuff that they were just intaking. Ugh, oil paint.
Well, and what's her face had the contacts in for way too long, too, Cheryl or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, and she almost went blind because of it.
Yep.
Because you're only supposed, those were those hard ones back in the day yet, because they didn't have the soft ones yet, or at least to do that kind of stuff with, because they would completely make her eyeballs all white. So she had those glass lenses in for, I think, what was it, like 2-3 hours or something like that, and you're only supposed to have them in for like 10-15 minutes at a time or something like that. So yeah,
they're
she
like
almost went blind.
The big cap ones that it's not like a contact, it goes, I've had to deal with those. I almost made
and I think they were made of glass black then. Yeah. Well, yeah. It's really easy to do if you fuck up.
For a totally different, I dropped some stuff. I was very young, very green, and I accidentally dropped some stuff into his contact, and he was able to get it out before it burned his eye. I was like, I'm sorry. He was very nice about it, but I was very green. So.
I don't know if I ever shared that story with you. Craig Edwards, who used to be a producer on the show here, we went to school together growing up. He ended up moving to New York first, then Hollywood, working in TV and film. He's worked on some major productions. His first gig was Pee Wee Herman's Playhouse on Saturday mornings. He was the guy who built a lot of the props, the miniatures. And Craig and I grew up together. And I wanted to do special effects makeup. And that's how I became a mold technician. But his was the first time I ever did a plaster cast on a human. And I didn't put enough release on his eyebrows or his eyelashes. And I went to pull the plaster off his face, and I felt tension. And I let go, and I went, oh, fuck. And I could hear him, because he had straws in his nose. And I could hear him muffle, whoa. And I just said, I'm so sorry. And then I just pulled it off of his face and pulled some of his hair off his face. It was funny as hell.
It's funny as hell, he says.
Well, it wasn't at the time. I was terrified that I took skin. Yeah. But when I look back at it now, that shit was funny because I got eyebrows and eyelashes in there. You think you know things, and then you find out, I fucked up.
I don't know nothing.
Did you talk about how this movie started the Wes Craven rivalry with him and Raimi?
No, dig into that because it is a friendly rivalry.
Okay. So in this movie, he has it's the Hills Have Eyes poster, correct? In the basement.
Yes,
and I think it's ripped. or whatever. Which somebody correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a year or so since I've seen this movie. And basically, that was his way of saying this is going to be scarier than that. So then in Nightmare on Elm Street, unless I'm skipping a movie here, he had a scene from Evil Dead while Nancy's trying not to fall asleep. And that was his way of saying, well, Freddy's going to be scarier than Evil Dead. And then in Evil Dead 2, Freddy's claw is hanging in the tool shed. And lo and behold, I believe that is the original claw that went missing and years later finally turned up. And when we're talking years later, we're talking within the last decade finally turned up.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, it's a long, convoluted story around that. But then, so then there was this back, and I can't remember where else from there it goes, but like there was this back and forth in the movies. So each time they would put a little Easter egg in of each other's last movies and kind of just have a little fun gag at each other with it.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if they ever really talked about it personally. I'm sure they did at some point, but like, it was just kind of like a fun little thing they would do. So
Yep.
I can't even remember all the other ones. People in the chat will probably remember some of the other examples. I'm sure there was more than just those two, though.
When directors and people were making movies to entertain and having fun instead of talking down to you.
The one-upsmanship is what it was all about.
Yeah. I love that. I do also love the. Yeah. I do also love the fact that the book of the Necronomicon and Jason Goes to Hell was actually given to director Adam Marcus on the set of Army of Darkness by Sam Raimi himself. So
there's a trifecta of a connection between all three, and it's really sad we never got Freddy versus Ash versus
Jason
or whatever. Yeah,
that would have been great.
Oh my god, yeah.
They do have it in comic book form, though. They did take the script or whatever, one of the scripts that somebody wrote and turned it into a comic book.
Yeah.
So.
Really? Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm a big comic book nerd. How did I not know this?
I think there's a sequel and a prequel. There's Freddy versus Ash, and then there's Freddy versus Jason versus Ash, and then there's Freddy versus Jason versus Ash 2 or something else added to it. I can't remember what.
Yeah, because like.
Are dope.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think they use a lot of stuff in those.
By the way,
go ahead.
No, I was just going to tell Tom. We knew 3.5 months before it was announced publicly that Bruce Campbell was going to be working on Sergeant. Sergeant Rock.
Yeah.
Because Josh had told me, and I realized we couldn't scoop it because it would impact Josh, so I had to keep my fucking mouth shut about that shit. That it was going to be Sergeant Rock versus the Evil Dead, written by Bruce Campbell.
Yep. And you knew it, you couldn't even announce it.
Knew it and couldn't say a damn word. Martin knew about it because I said we can't talk to anybody about this. It sucked. It's like, what a scoop. We could have made the channel just off of that scoop alone. Couldn't say a fucking thing. Fucking honor. Fuck.
Honor amongst friends. Damn it.
Damn it all.
Damn you, my good, kind heart.
By the way, I do have a new video for our good friend Boosh, who doesn't say hello to me. He says hello to Nadia.
No, he said hello. He said,
don't ruin it for me. So here's my
video. Wow, these comics look great.
Yeah, I heard the one Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash, which is based off of one of the scripts, is actually really good, but I don't know much about the other ones.
I'm gonna have to. Well, good thing I have to stop at my local shop this weekend. See if they have it. If not,
well, there's so many comics that came out like in the 90s that were follow-up classic films or TV shows. You had Billy Mooney, who played Will Robinson, wrote the continuation of Lost in Space and ended the story for the family. And you had The Thing follow-up, which was actually not bad. That was through Dark Horse, as I recall, wasn't it, Tom? Greg, either of you remember?
No, I don't remember what company it was, but I know what you're talking about.
Let me go quick.
Image or Dark Horse, one of the two.
Yeah, I know a lot of IPs do that. Like Penny Dreadful did that. The show ended, and they continued it with comics too.
It was Dark Horse. I just double checked.
There you go.
And it's a real worthwhile read.
But I think I'm gonna.
And they actually named it The Thing from Another World. Oh, you got to go?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get out of here so you guys can finish up your convo on this, and I got some other things I got to take care of. So it was fun.
Well, it was nice.
Chit chat.
Nice to finally meet you, Tom.
Yeah, it was finally nice to meet you, and I know the rest of these hooligans. So.
And plus, you and I are doing Alien this Saturday.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I think a little bit late. Just keep that in mind. So yeah.
Is it this Saturday? Wait, no, it's not this Saturday.
It's not this Saturday.
I think we're doing 17th. No, it's not. It's next week.
Is it next week?
Next Saturday. I love the progression of the
wound
and the spreading of evil. Yeah, you won't be late because it won't be this weekend.
I have no idea anymore what's going on.
All right. Watch you'll pop in there anyway.
Who knows? All right.
See you later, Tom.
All right, buddy. I'll see you later.
Bye.
Tom. Bye.
Take care, Martin.
Oh, that Tom. Now that he's gone, let's bad mouth him. No.
I think the worst thing I've ever said to him was, when I do a portrait of you, it's like drawing my own thumb.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Gerry.
No.
I love Tom, but that was a joke waiting to happen.
I believe he streams sometimes or something with the salty nerd people. That's how I know.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Yeah. And I'm friends with most of the salty nerd guys. I mean, we know each other. I'm close friends with Matt Vader.
Yeah. I'm close with Jude. I hang out with her all the time. Go over horror movies together and stuff.
She is buds with my girlfriend, Anna. Oh my goodness. It's that guy, what's his name again?
By what name are you known? There are some who call me...
What the?
That was funny.
I found a Thing from Another World comics. They're very expensive online. I'm gonna see if I can find them.
Yeah, I have a lot of clips from that. This is one of my favorites right here, Nadia. Cheating bitch.
It's my favorite movie of all time. Like it's the number one spot.
No matter if you know what,
it's number 2 with me. Number 1 is Blade Runner. Number 2 is The Thing. And
I've never seen Blade Runner, so I can't compare. But yeah,
they were the first R-rated films I ever went to see without my dad.
Number 2 would probably be The Shining for me because they kind of the two of them go back and back. But I would probably put The Thing. I think I love The Thing
20.
more
it's
than
not in my
Shining.
top 10. I know we're talking Evil Dead, but you guys want to see something? I just got this was sent to me.
You want to see something really scary?
No, seriously. Yeah, I'll present this here if you want to share.
Bring it.
Pop it up whenever you want to put it on there. Okay, I was just sent this from the makers of the In Search of Darkness people. They just did
before you play it, I want to point something out. It's taken years, but John Carpenter is finally becoming David Lopan.
Nice. Are you ready?
Yes.
Let me know if you can hear it.
I am John Carpenter, and you will see me in The Thing expanded documentary.
What?
U.S. number 31 calling McMurdo. Urgent.
Come in. Over.
Did you notice anything strange about the dog? Anything at all?
Strange? No.
What the hell happened here?
Looks like something buried under the ice.
What we're talking about here is an organism that imitates other life forms.
Somebody in this camp ain't what he appears to be.
Benny's was right there, Mac. I swear to God it had a hold of him.
God, what a
We've
perfect
imitated
movie.
1 million life forms on 1 million planets. There was one of those things out there trying to imitate him, Gerry. We gotta burn the rest of them.
Nobody trusts anybody now.
So how do we know who's human? There's some kind of test, Doc?
We're gonna draw a little bit of everybody's blood.
You ain't tying me up.
Then I'll have to kill you, child.
You gotta be kidding.
We gotta bring this whole place right down into the ice. We're not getting out of here alive. Neither's that thing.
What a fucking perfect movie.
Oh yeah, I can hardly wait for this thing. This thing.
Man.
You do miss the end what he says. You missed that.
I was afraid we're gonna get claimed on it.
Oh no, you won't get claimed for that. I get sent that stuff. All that's all good.
Yeah, the minute I heard though the Carpenter Ennio Morricone theme, I was like, oh shit, I gotta cut that.
Well,
short.
maybe that little bit.
That's what gets us claimed.
You never know. But I get sent that. That was sent to me today. I have to put that up from them.
The special effects in that movie still hold up and still look better than some of the crap in the last 10 to 15 years.
Yep.
Like, it's just so well done. All the attention to detail in that movie, from lighting choices, color choices, and like, it's all men. It's an all-man cast. Like, it's just so well done.
Well, that's pretty much all that was down there in the Arctic were men. You know, women. Yeah. It's a hardship tour. So women tend to not want to or weren't at that time even allowed because it was so dangerous.
I didn't even bother watching the prequel that came out after.
No, you don't need to.
No. I wasn't going to ruin that for me. Nope, not at all.
Yeah, but no, if you,
I know
appreciate
how they ended it, but it was a bad movie.
It was bad. Did you hear that at the end there with what John Carpenter said at the end of that trailer? Did you cut it off before he said that?
Yeah. What did he say?
He said he would not change a single frame of the movie.
Oh, I wouldn't either.
No, and I agree with him.
So
nothing
perfect.
Changed. Nothing added.
Yeah.
They don't make movies like that anymore, man. It's really sad.
And you know, it's funny. There's been this ongoing debate, which I think is a stupid debate. Is who's the first one that gets infected? It's when, of course, the sled dog goes into that room. You see the guy's shadow silhouette turn, and they're like, "Well, you don't know who that is." I said, "Process of elimination. You know who it is, because only one character in the film wore a sweater with a shirt collar sticking out of it."
But here's the thing with that. That actor's shadow. No, that actor's shadow was none of them.
Doesn't matter that it wasn't him. Doesn't matter.
It was only one character. They brought in somebody else. They brought in. It's true. That's why I said it's multiple theories on this.
But the theories don't work when you look at the costume that he's wearing. Nobody else wore that.
That's where it comes from, because they didn't. It was none of the actors. It was none of the actors in the movie. They had brought in somebody else's shadow.
Are you understanding what I'm saying, though, Greg? That
I know
it's not a debate.
No, I'm not arguing with you about it. I'm just saying that's
elimination of the clothing. You know, there's only one character that dressed that way. It can't be Child's room, so it can't be what's his name, because Child's bed is on that side of the room where the shadow was, and there were two shelves over there. Not there anymore. It's like, so yeah, it's obviously it's what's his name that ends up dying on the emergency table and ripping open and tearing the arms off the doctor. God, what a fucking scene.
I love that scene. I love how we're talking about the Thing now, and we're
Thing instead of Evil Dead. Yeah.
Well, the practical effects are so good in that film. Rob Bottin. It almost killed him. He got hospitalized over it. The makeup in this is really bad. But
the best makeup in this is when she does get stabbed in the foot. That is the most realistic scene with the pencil when she gets stabbed in the ankle there, because that does look pretty good.
Yeah, and the digging around with it.
Yeah, digging around with it.
The makeup in this is reflective of their budget. They're just young kids making a film. It's like they don't know what they're doing. They just, all right, just splash some blood over here. Or, all right, we'll just paint this brown, bruise this up for a minute. It wasn't like, okay, let's look at the script. Let's look where we need special effects. Let's lay it out. This is just a bunch of young kids going guerrilla style for filming.
Yeah.
For at least this first one. And you could see in the second one them with the slight changes, especially to the effects of them learning. Again, it's still not the best in the second one, but you could definitely see that there is a level up from the first to the second.
Yeah, because that was a big budget. They got a much bigger budget from a studio for that one.
Well, they got Dino De Laurentiis backing it, so they knew they could do some of the shit.
And they probably had people who in the industry a little bit more experience, like, hey, you shouldn't be painting people's faces with oil paints, like you should be using this. And because like when I used to work and I would get scripts, I have to break down the scripts to know like where do I need certain prosthetics, where do I need certain blood, how much do I need for it, what kind of makeup kits do I need for each actor. So there's a lot of like pre-production work that goes into it before you even do like the testing and screen testing for certain prosthetics and stuff. So I'm sure they're like, all right, we're gonna just throw some corn syrup and red dye on the sky. We're good.
Right.
True.
My cat keeps looking at me because she wants to be picked up.
And of course, we're in the tool shed scene.
Yeah, the classic Sam Raimi.
Oh my God. Crime Wave also led to an incident that a lot of people don't know about. Because Brian James worked on that film, and I was friends with him and his family. And he did a lot of cocaine, man. A lot of cocaine. And he got fucking high one night and drunk and walked into, I think it's the Holiday Inn bar where everybody was staying. And he cleared out the bar. Just beat the shit out of people, threw them physically out of the bar.
Dang.
That was some crazy shit when I heard about that story.
We're gonna get you, not another peep.
And you know what?
Yeah, wasn't it still it's the second film where they said swallow your soul.
Yeah, the second film was I'll swallow your soul, I'll swallow your soul.
For a guerrilla style, like bunch of kids shooting a film, the sound design was actually pretty good for what it was.
Yeah,
for this one,
it's pretty. Yeah, that's probably been the best they knew how to do.
Yeah, but I mean, still pretty good.
Yeah. I think they I think they got like $7,000 from Bruce Campbell's dad for this movie. If I remember, I heard a story where he was telling about it. I can't remember where I heard it from. I can't remember. But yeah,
there were words that a dentist funded it, and I wouldn't be surprised it was somebody it's related to. I've got so many funny stories I can tell about Bruce and Josh that I can't say on the show live, but I can talk about privately. I'll have to tell you sometime. Because awesome. Josh and Bruce were best friends. They are each other's best friends. And a lot of people don't know this, that Josh Becker was Rob Tapert's best man at his wedding with Lucy Lawless.
Cool. That's cool.
Funny thing I ever heard from Josh about not Bruce, but Rob Tapert was they had done a docu-film about fishing. And so at that point, Rob thought that Josh was his fishing buddy. And he get him to go fishing. And finally, one day he asked him to go fishing with him. And he goes, you know what? I really don't want to go. And Rob's like, why? He says, I got to tell you the truth. I don't like putting that hook through those little fish's heads, the bait. And Rob Tapert, quote unquote, said, but they like it. Oh, to upgrade it to 35.
Yeah, the upgrade to 35 is what they did. I got the.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where I heard that. See? I was right. I was right.
I just got finished with Evil Dead Bruce Campbell's binge. That is so cool.
I got all them on Blu-ray too. I could have brought them over and showed you guys because I still haven't seen all the third season at all.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Swallow this, Peter.
Holy shit, that's Peter.
It's messed up. It's all in how you say it.
Yeah.
But this is, because this is where he has to cut her up and bury her. Oh, the head rolls over and she's cackling at him. I love this. And of course, later on, that led to probably one of the funniest moments in Army of Darkness, where he goes, "What's that on your face there?" Huh? He throws dirt on his face.
That's true. That's true. I went and grabbed some more real quick. This is my Army of Darkness 3-disc Blu-ray set. I didn't get the 4K of this one because it's literally everything that's on here is the same thing you get the 4K disc, other than the 4K disc has just the movie on 4K. If I could just buy that disc, that'd be great because I don't need to buy all the disc again. So here's the Army of Darkness on Blu-ray there. And then I have Ash vs. the Evil Dead Season 1 with a lenticular cover there. And then I have Ash vs. the Evil Dead Season 2. Nothing special about this one, just the base. And then I have a special of Ash vs. the Evil Dead Season 3.
Nice.
Yeah, I haven't actually watched Season 3 yet, so I'm meaning to get to it, but I got that. That's it. So.
Oh, was this supposed to be 3 discs in there, or is it just 2?
No, it's just 2. I don't know why.
Space for 3.
Yeah, they do leave you a space for a third disc, but there's no reason for a third disc, and there's no special disc that you can like send away for to get. So I don't know. I don't know why they do that, because it does. Here's the little O card that comes on it. Click on it. It says nothing about that. So I don't know why they did.
By the way, that poster behind you is my favorite Evil Dead poster.
Yeah, that's original print there. So that's good.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're down to the last minutes of the movie.
Hey, we're talking about it.
One of the most important, I know, right? The most important thing that I learned is that the best way to watch this film is completely alone in a completely dark house.
Mm-hmm.
The only light you have is green. And it had an impact on me watching it.
It does. It does. I mean, go ahead.
No, you.
No, I was gonna say after you've seen it for a while, after a while, so many times, it does kind of become a little numb to it. But when you first watch it, or if you've never really experienced it in that situation, watch it at night, dark, like you said, very dark. It can be just you or somebody you're friends with. It plays like a very different movie. It plays very scary. It's a good experience.
As far as Shinowski's comment that, because Josh was on our show a couple times, 3 times we had him on, and he had talked about how Bruce kind of wanted the show over, right, even from the very beginning. But the reason why really is because it was hard on Bruce to stay in the physical shape that he needed to be to play Ash. And because he's a guy, he's older than me by 15 years, and he's in his 70s now. So it's not easy on him.
Yeah, it's not easy to stay in shape. Trust me, I know that. And it gets harder the older you get.
Yep. I'm 60 and just having a tough time.
It's crazy.
My medications will impact it too, and it bugs me. Who here is going to go see opening night or opening weekend Alien Romulus?
Not me.
I do. I'm
going opening weekend.
I personally don't think it looks very good.
Sorry about that.
I could not agree with you less. I think everything about this looks good.
At first,
I was a little concerned about the young casting, but then I went back and looked at, like, Sigourney Weaver was 26 years old when she played the part of Ripley. I'm like, oh my God, that's right. Everybody but Dallas and Yafat Kato and Harry Dean Stanton were Ash too. All of them were under 35. The rest were in their 40s.
Well,
so
everybody
I'm like,
so.
Yeah, they had a real mixed bag of characters, and I think that's what works. And this one, kind of wish they didn't have everybody young, but I think it'll work because they're trying to escape LB426.
I didn't dig it, and I really don't have an interest in it. And even when we went to watch Wolverine and Deadpool, and they showed the trailer before the movie, like nobody in the theater reacted to it. It was like that did give me a good sign. So,
well, the first trailer didn't excite me either. It's the trailers that followed that I started liking. And Disney is only in this as far as the money goes. They are not involved with the production. They're just the ones financing it, and they need to do something because they're dying. Because they've interfered too much.
Are we talking Alien Romulus? Is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
I have seen only one trailer, and that was enough. I actually have tickets to see it next week. That's why I'm watching the second Alien. Why I'm watching Aliens this weekend to prepare for it. Almost bought my
film
tickets
takes
in
place.
4DX.
It takes place between Alien and Aliens.
Yeah. Almost decided to 4DX, but because I have a legit fear of aliens and space sci-fi creatures, like a real fear. That's why I've avoided these movies for so long. I was like, the last thing I need is for a facehugger to jump at the screen and for them to shoot me with water or air in my face. Because I saw Twisters in 4DX and I saw Deadpool and Wolverine in 4DX. And there's a lot of things they can do with movies that you didn't think when your seat's moving like that.
I went once to see a movie in 4DX, and it was the first and the last one. All that shit distracts you from the movie.
Twisters was fun though, seeing it in 4DX. Like, there's not much to the movie. I mean, you know, like it's pretty close. It's just like a modern tale of the original. But when you're there and you're driving into a tornado and your seat's like about to throw you off the thing, it's a lot of fun.
I've never even been to a 4DX, so I don't even know what that's like.
It takes me out of the movie, or the events of the movie.
I would agree with you because I saw Deadpool. It was fun in 4DX, but we saw it again just normal, and I caught things I missed the first time watching it in the 4DX.
Because you got distracted, yeah.
Yeah, but something like Twisters, where it's a like environmental type of movie where it just adds to it. But like that's why I wouldn't see Alien Romulus, because I'd be right there bracing myself, waiting for something to spray me in the face the whole time instead of actually enjoying the movie.
Yeah, not a fan of Prometheus either. I didn't like either of those films.
Never seen them.
No, Prometheus, it's just not worth it.
I have not. I've only seen the first Predator. I have not seen any of the other Predators, and I've seen Alien, and I'll see Aliens. But I think I'm okay to watch Alien versus Predator then at that point, right?
Oh,
yeah.
See, here he's talking about it right here. Shanatsky's talking about the water drizzle.
Yeah.
Now, if you're gonna go and see Alien versus Predator, watch it. It's a decent movie, but the second one, don't. Please don't do that to yourself.
Okay, not Predator 2. It's not worth it.
No. Predator 2 is it has
some good stuff in it that I enjoy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Predator.
Yes, the
2.
first nod to Alien in it, because when you
Yeah.
see the inside of the Predator ship, you see an alien skull from Alien.
Okay. And isn't Prometheus? I've never seen Prometheus, but from what I remember from the marketing, is that the trailer where it's the big ring where everybody's running away, where they could just stand where they are and it would fall?
Or run to their right and it would miss them completely. It was a really stupid movie. I got so angry watching that film. And I wouldn't even go see the next one in the theater. I'm like, no, thank you. I'll wait till it comes out on video on demand or something.
Yeah, you really can just stop at Aliens. You don't need to get
I didn't like any of the sequels. I agree, Greg. I hated any of the sequels. The only two films that matter are Alien and Aliens. That's it. The rest is crap.
That's why, like, every other movie where they've tried to go back to the Aliens world, they've ignored 3 and Alien Resurrection. They've ignored those 2 movies. They always try to connect it to the first 2 movies.
Oh, like Halloween. With every single Halloween. Sequel, requel, reboots.
Look, John Carpenter wrote the second film, and I actually kind of like the second film. It's sort of like what happens the rest of the night to me. It's a follow-up.
Oh, for Halloween? Yeah. No, but I'm saying anything past 2, because I don't count 3. To me, 3 it's its own movie because it's nothing to do with Michael Myers.
Season
it's
of the
just
Witch.
Season of the Witch, which I love.
Well, that's John Carpenter.
I love that movie.
He felt that every Halloween should be an anthological story, its own story.
So I agree.
And
I don't know. Trick or Treat kind of did that too, and then now there's a sequel for that coming out soon.
I like the first one.
But I feel
Trick or Treat.
everything past Halloween 2, ooh, those are rough. Though I have a soft spot for Halloween H2O.
Halloween H2O. I like Halloween 4 and H2O.
Yeah. The last Jason film that I thought was halfway decent was the third film. After that, I had no interest in Jason anymore.
Really? That's when it really gets good.
Hey, I'm friends with Daryl Haney, who wrote one of the other films. The one where the girl was back to life, or her powers bring Jason back to
versus
life.
Carrie, basically.
Hot take.
Yeah, and,
I really don't care. I really don't care for the Friday the 13th franchise.
Whoa! Friday the 13th franchise.
Like I can appreciate the first and second. Like I can appreciate them for what they are.
I enjoyed the third one.
I'm more of a Halloween girl. Like, I felt every single Friday
Michael
13th
Myers
I have
is
has just been
scarier.
rehashed.
Michael Myers is scarier as the shape.
I love the Friday the 13th.
Yeah, I didn't like AVP 2. I liked the first AVP. It was actually well written. Yeah, here's that crazy animation, dude.
There's 2 of them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Alien vs. Predator movies? I didn't know that.
Yeah, just watch the first one. Forget the second one.
Watch the second one.
Holy cow, I
don't
didn't even
don't ever watch that the last Predator made by the guy who the Predator.
Shane
Black.
The Predator. Oh,
yeah, Shane Black. I love Shane Black, but he fucked that movie up. That was dumb.
Is that the one with Adrian Brody?
No, that is the good one.
That was Predators, and it's actually pretty good.
Is Prey anything good? Because
yes, it is.
Okay.
People like it.
Right.
No, it's not.
I loved Predator. I was like, this is some high T male like energy going on. Everybody's on steroids. This is great. I love this. Muscles in mud, and we're like machine guns. Let's go. I loved it. I did not think I would. My husband's very surprised I enjoyed it.
It's that first movie gets you, and what it is it's a slasher movie. is what it is, because it starts off like it's a war movie, and then once it gets into the movie, the predator starts chasing them. It's essentially just a slasher movie, is what it is. It's basically Michael Myers versus a team of elites. That's what it is. So
I think I texted him. I was like, "Do you?" And all like, "Oh, want to put Predator on the projection screen in bed and just watch it in bed?" I was like, "Let's go. We'll get a pizza. Let's watch it." It was so good. But then I actually fell asleep, mostly because I was on something. So I fell asleep, and then I had to finish the last 30 minutes the next day, which I think actually I enjoyed more. That I was more wide awake to enjoy the last 30 minutes. Because I fell asleep and I woke up to 2 playing halfway through, and I'm like, wait a minute, when did we end up in a city? What's going on?
I do think Predator 2 is worth watching. Predator 2 is fun. It's fun.
Well, there's some great moments in it, even though it went in a direction none of the fans wanted. We didn't want that. We wanted Dutch involved with the hunt for this thing, but we didn't get that.
In the jungle.
And it takes place in the future of 1996.
Yeah.
Even though it's shot in 1990.
Yeah, it takes place in 1996.
Wow, I'm looking. I didn't realize there's this many Alien movies.
Bill Paxton is my favorite character in that film, by the way.
Yeah.
As one of the detectives, and fucking throws a golf ball at it. It gets killed for a golf ball. That was fucking great.
Well, we've reached the end of Evil Dead when he's walking out the cabin. And the evil entity.
A cabin?
It's morning. Yeah. I'm safe. I survived the night. Guess what?
Made it.
They're deadites, and these demons even move around.
They don't have a work schedule.
Yeah.
Welcome, Emmanuel. Good to see you again.
Hello.
Somebody sounds like they're either from England or Canada.
Not me.
It's the way she spelled favorite.
Oh. Yes.
Emmanuel, yeah, you were the one that wrote me, because I don't know if he's going to be into doing another one, because we've done 3 so far. And I just don't know if we'll be able to get him for a 4th one. I mean, I've known the guy for 30-some years.
Yeah, I got that movie that you drew the cover for that he did. I really enjoyed that movie, by the way. Running Time.
Oh, the Western?
No, it's where it's the one-shot movie with Bruce Campbell. It's black and white where he's coming out of prison.
Oh, Running Time. Right.
Running Time.
Yeah,
Running Time. That Josh did, your friend. Yeah.
Joe LaDuca did the soundtrack for that. In fact, Joe LaDuca did all of Josh Becker's soundtracks.
It's actually a really good movie. It's a really good movie. So I enjoyed it.
And I've met Joe LaDuca. I actually designed his first website for him. And real nice guy. Real nice guy. Part of the Detroit Mafia, man.
Mm. But yeah, that was the end of Evil Dead. That we talked all about 10 minutes of.
So if you haven't watched it, watch it.
Yes.
I think we should just do 80s horror discussion.
Watch it in the dark.
Yeah.
Let's end up what we're doing, because that's what this show's about, is all the great fucking horror we got in the 80s.
Yep.
So many freaking movies.
Good stuff. Good times.
I mean, we're going to do some of the sci-fi, some of the slashers, some of the gore horror. I imagine, because I think it was done in 89, Rawhead Rex, right? Wasn't it done in 89?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. It was one of Clive Barker's earlier written films.
Yep.
86, actually.
Evil Brad. 86, that far back.
86, God. Yeah.
I remember also watching a film called Lair of the White Worm.
Oh,
which is based on something else by Bram Stoker's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely my favorite stuff, Shanatsky. You know that. He's working with me on my screenplay that's Tom Conkle is wanting to do one of my screenplays, The Darker, which is a classic 80s style vampire film, including 80s style music that I wrote for it.
Nice. That's cool.
Yeah, and I'm a product of the 80s, man.
Yeah.
So
yes.
But that's the end of the show, guys. I think we're all tuckered out. We're old now. We want to go. At least I am.
Speak for yourself. I'm only 41.
But I want to thank everybody. Yeah, speak for yourself. You old
Greg, you're 41?
So
yes, I am 41.
I thought you were way younger
you look
than
like
me.
you're what?
I get it all the
You're
time.
in your late 20s or early 30s.
Who, me?
Who?
Nadia.
I was gonna say.
God bless you, Gerry.
I'm 41.
I'm 37.
Yeah, it's still young. I mean,
God bless you.
That'd be like robbing the cradle for me. The 30s. I'm 60 years old, man. You know, and stage fright.
My dad always says you're only as old as you feel.
I feel old right now. I don't have the mind of a young person. No, it's like I'll hang out with some of my friends from high school, and I'm very quiet around them. And you know the reason why is because I'm sitting there going, "Who are these old fucking people?" I feel so uncomfortable around my friends from high school. Jim and Mike, my two best friends from high school, and Vic, they're the only ones I feel comfortable around because we've been retarded with each other since we were kids with our humor. But I do want to thank everybody for being here, man. We had Random Brad Creator, Josh Coe, Ace Hanlon, Stephen Luther, Tyrell72, Country Shape Media, Slasher Fred, Midnight Sedge After Dark, that's our buddy Tom. Christian Delorme, our good Canadian friend. Shinatsky was here. I'm watching you, Shinatsky. Snorter Poopus Cuber, hello. Das Wolfen, John. Would you like to touch my monkey? Sander Hammerslag, JRR24, Vex Electronica, our dear friend Penny, Kingsport Cal, Movie Homicide, Ghost in the Craig. Like, what does that even mean? What does that mean? Ghost in the Craig. What a wild name. Peter Vinkman's fan site, also known as Vinkman's Girl on Twitter. Go follow her if you are not. I don't mean on the street. I mean on Twitter. Adega Outlaw, good friend of ours, part of this community. Kurt Gunnersman was here. Let's see. Got to scroll through some of our comments. Then we got Tim, FKHC 2005, Boosh McFadden. And of course, the last one to pop in was Emmanuel. I want to thank everybody for being here, man. I know Greg and Nadia enjoy talking about this stuff. We nerd out during this show, and we do some ADD theater. Tom joined us, so you knew we were going to ADD out on some other stuff. But you know what? That's part of why people like watching the show is we start nerding out about things.
Yes, sir.
And there are some idiots that come to these shows thinking they're going to watch a free version of the film on YouTube. They're idiots. I'm like, it's in the description. This is discussion. We're talking. It's a talking head show. Some people, Tyrell 72, dude, we need to talk sometime because you know I'm not just like the biggest Blade Runner fan. I started the fan club, so I love Blade Runner. It's just one of those films and I'm also the biggest critic of it because I will tell you right now, Ridley almost screwed the pooch on that film. He should have stuck to the script, and it's what leads to so many problems within the film. They've, you know, Charlie Deslarica did his best to put things back together and fix it for the final cut, but that wouldn't have had to have happened if he had stuck to the script. So anyway, just saying. And you know, he's notorious also for doing way too many shots, you know, takes as they call it. Ridley Scott cannot write, and his film is only good if the script is solid. If it's not a solid script, it's going to have problems.
Is that what Gladiator 2? Gladiator 2, right? That's Ridley Scott.
Oh my god.
Yes, it is, and I'm not.
Another hot take. Another hot take. I just saw Gladiator for the first time last year. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
I'm with you.
Okay.
It's not that,
like the hype of it. I don't get it.
It's not the greatest. I mean, it's good, but it's not.
On a technical level, it's great. It's like, if you look at it from a technical level, it's great. But not for me. Not for me.
Yeah, I dig. By the way, Tyrell, the only two places where you could talk Blade Runner online was either on the Blade Runner BBS or on Blade Zone's, I forgot what we called it, something roundtable. And it was the only two places where people could go and just talk Blade Runner. And of course, the most common debate was Deckard a replicant. Oh, Jesus Christ, I'm so tired of that fucking debate.
Mm-hmm.
People bring it up to me. I'm like, no, I know what the answer is, and you're not going to like it, and just move on. I even had a argument. It was a polite argument with Doomcock about it. Just it is what it is. People want to believe stuff, and the people that do aren't writers. Writers will look at that and go, well, that makes no sense if you do that, because you lose the objective nature of the story, the arc, the character arc. You lose everything, and it just doesn't make any sense anymore. But you can't talk sense to some people, so you just talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go make a sandwich. But Gladiator was, well, Martin loved it. I thought this was wonderful, he says. So I'm like, nah. I had so many problems with the film historically. Also, I had problems with the way,
it doesn't make sense.
The chaotic way he shot the battle. He says, well, I wanted people to feel the chaos of it. So I was like, so what you want to do as a filmmaker is confuse your audience. Well done. So it was ridiculous making the battle chaotic like that. The audience needs to know what's going on and needs to be able to see it and not have to try to figure it out. Do not put all the work on the fucking audience. A little bit of the work's good, but don't put all the work on them. So
I disagree on putting the work on the audience, mostly because there's a remake coming out of a Danish horror movie that just came out 2 years ago, and they remade it for Western audience. And I think it's because they are catering to Western audience as if we're lazy and that we do need all the help we can get, instead of just letting the story evolve, because it's a really great horror movie. It's,
what is
it? Speak No Evil. It's very bleak. It came out in 2022, and they just remade it, and Blumhouse just remade it, and it's coming out this year.
Oh God, fuck Blumhouse.
That's why. And I'm mad because the.
Oh no, I know the film you're talking about. It's
coming out. Yep.
This is it's Jason Blum taking a shot at religious people. The original film, it's dark. It's dark as fuck. I've seen
so dark. The ending surprised me. I was just shocked, and it's so well done. Just freaking read subtitles. But I worried that with the remake for the Western audience, it's just going to give away the story throughout the act. And then he already said that Act 3 is completely changed from the original. I'm like, why? It's a 2-year-old movie, guys. Like, just why do we need to remake this already?
Yep.
Yeah.
I flip it off every time I'm at the theaters.
No, see, I like originally written stories. And I think there's a certain level of putting some of it on the audience. What I don't like is when the director puts it on the audience to have to figure everything out and doesn't put anything in there to,
there has to be a balance.
Help push the story forward, because first thing I learned in writing school was every bit of dialogue in a film is there for one purpose and one purpose only: to push the story forward. It's there to help build the theme of the story and to push the story forward. Plot's not essential. You don't need a plot to tell a good story. You can have a story without a plot. You just can't have a plot without a story. And too many people, J.J. Abrams and his acolytes, all depend on plot and plot devices. And it's weak-ass writing. Blade Runner, in its original Hampton Fancher, David Peoples shooting script, is a fantastic screenplay. If you've never read it, go read it. If he had shot that movie, it would have been a near perfect film. But what he did is, Ridley Scott is the single greatest director of photography I've ever seen. His brother Tony is a better film director. He understands story structure. Ridley, that's not his big thing. For him, it's the visual aspect of the film. He's a visual storyteller. And that's why his films are always so visually cutting edge. Blade Runner is the single most influential film of the 20th century, according to both BFI, AFI, and this guy, because I know how many films have tried to replicate the look and feel of Blade Runner.
I haven't seen it yet.
You should. If you like The Thing, you'll probably like Blade Runner. It's a thin story, and that's why it's so rough that they couldn't, get the story right. But as long as you pay attention to the fact that Deckard is a man who wanted to get away from killing. He'd had a belly full of it. And now he's being forced to go out there and hunt these things. And he ends up falling in love with the thing that he hunts. And that's his story arc, his character arc, is that he's changed by the end of the film. And when Ridley Scott in 92 started moving forward with the Deckard was a replicant thing, every single writer in the country went, well, that completely destroys the character arc.
Pause. I've never seen it. No spoilers, Gerry.
I won't tell you more past that. But
Okay.
that's the thing. Now,
I don't know anything about it. Don't spoil it.
just watch it and
Okay.
watch the final cut. It's the best. The thing is, though, I'm trying to do a fan edit of it myself. I just don't have time. Where I take the narration from the original film because it had narration, and I want to put it back in to the final cut. But I want to fix one of the moments because the scene on the roof, I won't tell you what's happening. When he's on the roof looking at Roy Batty, he's looking at him, then suddenly this clunky narration starts, and it completely interrupts the moment. And it pissed me off when it happened. Past that, I loved all the other narration in the film. That narration should have been like later, after all that takes place. And but it's a good film. It's not a great film, but it is a great film visually. It is, in my opinion, the number one film I've ever seen because of its look and its feel. It feels wonderful. It looks wonderful. And I love the characters too. I became friends with many of the cast and crew of that film, and I'm still friends with many of them. And I've lost two of my friends, Rutger Hauer and Morgan Paul. Both of them are dead now. It's like, we're going to start losing. I'm friends with Sean Young. I've known her for a long time. We don't call her Sean. We call her Mary. She tried to get away from that Sean Young thing because she felt it hurt her.
I'll be really sad if I don't like this. Then I'll never be able to come back on.
Yeah, you will never. Don't ever tell me. I know so many people don't like Blade Runner. I won't be upset or bothered by it, but I hope you do like it. I hope you get out of it what I did. But we're gonna get out of here, man. It's coming up on 2 hours. We've been at this for a while. I do want to remind people. Yeah, and also, this is the one show that has its own outro theme. So thank you everybody for showing up. We are out of here, man. Have a good night, and don't forget, subscribe to Nadia and Greg's channels, man.
Yes.
Martin, could you make sure that that's in the chat before we leave?
Okay.
You can give the links to Martin in the private chat, guys.
Yes, please.
So he can make sure to share yours out before we get out of here.
Get it for you real quick. Oh.
Stay hard. Come on, random.
What?
I'm in my 60s. I can't do that. I know. I'm terrible. I liked Blade Runner, 1982.
I like Turtles.
2049. It gets the stuff that I did enjoy. But yeah, I'm like you, Greg. I like Turtles.
I like Turtles.
Turtles. I said that one night on an interview because they had this psycho on with me, And I was so taken aback when he started talking about cutting people's ears and fingers off and wearing them as jewelry.
What?
And it was dealing with some guy from World War II. And I just stopped and EMC, what's his name? E=MC Hammer is his name on Twitter. Was doing a live stream. He's got a really good following. I like the guy, but that guy took me so off balance. All I could say was, I like turtles. That's all I said. Was I don't know what else to say. This guy is weird.
Crazy.
They're both.
There, you got both of them
in the chat. Yes.
Yeah.
Outstanding. Now we can get the hell out of here. So, guys, we'll see you next time in about a month. We'll see you. We'll be doing another film. We'll. I don't know. What should we do next time? What do you think? We can talk after the show.
Yeah.
We don't want them to know. They'll find out when we promote it.
Wait.
I'm not Wade. I'm Gerry.
No, wait. I have this for you.
You take a hell of a long time to say goodbye.
That's perfect.
Bitch.
That's my response. Good. So we are out of here, guys. Have a great Friday. We'll be back again tomorrow for TGIF. Keith's going to be there. We're going to be talking about the top 10 pilots. That's TV series or web series pilots of the last 20 years, since 2004. So that should be fun. Anyway, everybody have a good night. See you. Wouldn't want to be you.
This is where it is. This is where we go. This is the place for scares. It's our little horror show. Not just any night. It's 80s Fright. Here on Culture Minefield. This is where we go. This is the place for scares. It's our little horror show. Not just any night, it's 80s Fright. Here on Pop Culture Minefield.